All right, here we are. We're past the halfway point of the NHL season. Easy to say. No All-Star break this year. What with the Winter Olympics? We'll touch on that in a future Drake's take. But kind of our unofficial halfway point, Dallas. We want to ask you about the Red Wings situation so far. They're now on the outside looking in as far as the Eastern Conference playoff race is concerned, but only by a couple points.
Right.
So these games right now, as we've said all year, all the games mean something, but especially now, every point kind of matters.
Yeah, and they've done well. I think the last week or so, last night they found a way to give a point away. Now they go on the road for a little bit before the Olympics. So it'll be a big test for them, especially with the injuries that they have. The young players have played very well lately at home, but it's different sometimes when you go on the road. So it's a big push for them before the Olympics start.
And we talked before about how the young players are making an impact in places the Red Wings probably maybe weren't thinking they were going to be making an impact or be needing to be used. And that would be their kind of oddball situation all year round, which is shootouts. They strung together a couple of them last week, but then they coughed one up to Florida the other night. So tell me, in your analysis, kind of what's going on with the shootout situation for the Wings?
Well, it's hard to put a finger on anything. They got a lot of skill that you think when you go into. Usually when you go into a shootout, the advantage is the goaltender. I mean, it'd be nice if if they had Datsuk and Zetterberg in the lineup last night. Those are two guys that are going to shoot an awful lot of shootouts, but. It's one of those situations where you put yourself in that situation time after time again, and you get in this little bit of a slump like they've been. You lose your confidence a little bit in shootouts, and it affects everybody. So they've really given a lot of points away this year just from the fact that they haven't been able to find a way to get that win in the shootout, and hopefully it doesn't cost them at the end.
And do you think, real quickly, looking ahead to the 2-week break that's coming, do you think that, for the most part, is going to help or hurt the Red Wings with the fact that they're sending 10 guys?
Yeah, it's hard to say. They are sending 10 guys, and it's going to be a long couple weeks for all those guys. But there's a lot of teams in the same situation that they're in, so they won't use that as an excuse. They do have a lot of young guys, fresh legs that should be ready after they come back from the break. But it's going to be a grind for a lot of those guys. And from here to the end of the year, I mean, those guys aren't going to get much of a break. So right into the playoffs, obviously if they get there, and hopefully they will. But like I said, it's going to be tough.
And what about the fact that the young guys who are getting 2 weeks off, what does that kind of do to your I'm sure they'll be working out and conditioning, but obviously to go 2 weeks plus without game action is going to be different for them right here in the middle of February.
Yeah, I'm sure a couple of those guys will probably go back down and play in Grand Rapids. Riley Sheehan, for example, he'll probably go back down and play. I'm not sure about that Nyquist or not, but those guys they want to keep those young guys playing as much as they can. Some guys can't go down, so they're going to have to find a way to stay on the ice. You just can't take 2 weeks off. Guys are going to take 4 or 5 days off, get some rest, but then they're going to get right back at it because you just can't expect to come back after 2 weeks after doing nothing and be ready to go.